Welcome to the Simply Oshi channel. I'm Yuki, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make Warabimochi using tofu. When we say Warabimochi, it's actually not mochi because it's not made from glutinous rice flour, which we call mochiko. In Japanese, anything that has a mochi-like texture, like mochi, when we say it has a mochi-like texture, we say it's mochi-mochi. Mochi-like texture is called mochi. So this Warabimochi doesn't use any glutinous rice flour, but it uses Warabiko. Warabiko is warabi flour or warabi powder. Warabi is, the direct translation is bracken. So it uses the root of the bracken. So it's a bracken root starch. The bracken, the warabi we normally eat just during spring, just the stem and the leaves by cooking it or stewing it. And this flour is made from the root. The root itself is poisonous if it's not cooked, so it usually needs to be cooked. This bracken root starch, you will probably not find it outside of Japan. Well, sometimes, I've seen students, my online students, buy it by mistake for my mochi class. So you might see it in Japanese groceries, but usually it's hard to get. So that's why I'm going to show you how to make it with tofu. So this Warabimochi is usually a mochi that's cooked, then it's rolled in Kinako, the roasted soybean powder. And sometimes we drizzle brown sugar syrup over it to eat. It's a popular summer sweets, usually very popular in Kyoto. You would see instead of ice cream trucks, there would be Warabimochi trucks or Warabimochi vans that they sell all around Kyoto during the summer. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make Warabiko using tofu, but another alternative is using tapioca starch or potato starch instead of the warabi starch. In actual fact, if you see Warabimochi sold in Japan, I would say majority of them are made by not using Warabiko, but by using tapioca starch or potato starch, especially the cheaper ones, I would say, because they are more cheaper than using warabi starch. I'm using tofu today because tofu is much more nutritious and it's also very easy to get. So let's start cooking. The recipe is quite simple. You just add 130 grams of tofu, or half a cup firmly packed, and 35 grams of potato starch, or this is about 3.5 tablespoons. If you don't have potato starch, you can use cornstarch, and 3.5 tablespoons of sugar, or 35 grams of sugar, and 3 tablespoons of water. If you have matcha, it's really nice to have put matcha powder inside because it kind of masks the taste of tofu. You can also use brown sugar instead of white sugar, and that will make like a brown sugar warabimochi. Okay? And after everything is inside, if you don't have a stand mixer, you can just use a whisk, and to make it smooth, you can push it through a strainer. Okay, so now it's quite smooth like this. Okay, and then we're going to cook it. Okay, now you want to put it on low heat. Don't put it on high heat, otherwise it's going to burn. So just put it on low heat, or medium-low heat until it starts to bubble, and then you want to net it on low heat. And you'll see how the color will change. It'll become a bit more translucent. Right now it's like this. You can see after about a minute, it becomes lumpy, okay? And you want to keep on stirring it so it doesn't burn. Oops. And I'm going to lower the heat a bit more. Okay. So really low heat. Keep on stirring. You'll feel it becoming really thick and heavy when you try to mix it. There's a lot of resistance, so you want to keep on mixing it. You can notice the color is darker. After it comes really thick and a little bit glossy, you want to keep on netting it for a further couple of minutes, maybe like 2 minutes. So this is after about 2 minutes of netting. You can see it's even more glossy and shiny like this. Okay. I'm going to take it off the heat, and there's 2 ways of doing this. So one of the ways of shaping it is just to drop this in an ice bath like that, okay, in bite-sized pieces, and let it cool. Just gonna shape it and just drop it. The other way is to put it in a mold. I've put some water in it so it doesn't stick, and just gonna put it in a mold. If you're making in bigger batches, you can use a bigger mold. I'm just using a small one because it's not that much. Okay, and just put some water on your hands so it doesn't stick, and just press it down, press it flat. I think ideally if it's about 1 centimeter or ½ an inch in height, it's good. So you want to press it into this mold, right? And when you're pressing down, just put some water, wet your hands with some water so it doesn't stick to your hand, okay? And let it cool, okay? If you would like to speed up the cooling process, you can just put some ice on it and some water. Okay, and this would speed up the cooling. But once it's cool, don't leave it in too long. Otherwise, this Warabimochi will get really hard. So, okay, leave it to cool. And there's my other one that's been cooling in the water, like this. So once it's cool, you can take it out of the water and just strain it like this. Okay. And for this one, once it's cool, you can just take the water out. Okay. And you can cut it in bite-sized pieces like this. Okay. So once they're done, you can roll it in the roasted soybean powder, Kinako, like this. This is a dark colored Kinako. It's deep roasted, so it's a little bit darker and a bit bitter compared to the other Kinako. And then just put it on a plate or a bowl like this. And you can drizzle, this Warabimochi itself has lots of sugar inside. You don't have to drizzle brown sugar syrup, but if you do have it, it's also nice to do. And these are the ones that are cut up in cubes. And you can just do that as well. So it has similar, of course it's not the same, but it has a similar texture, the mochi texture. And you can eat it cold, so it's a very nice summer dessert. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching my tutorial. If you have any questions or comments or requests, please leave it at the comment section below. If you'd like to take my online cooking classes or meet me in person in Tokyo, please visit my website for more details. If you'd like to see more videos coming up, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.